This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good Monday morning, everyone. Glad to have you with us. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
I'm Ray Collins. How was your weekend?
It was good. Rain held off during the day, so I was able to get out to the beach, and then at night it came, so it was pleasant.
I went to that seafood festival on St. Armand Circle.
Yeah.
Did you go?
I went on Sunday for a few hours.
We were there Saturday, and John, it was so hot out there. I lost my taste for seafood out there at 95 degrees.
You started looking for snow cones, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of muggy, too. And the nice thing is we did get some showers around, which was beneficial, of course, and some fairly decent rainfall. And we got an active radar this morning as well. Big storms actually moving up towards St. Petersburg, away from us, mostly out in Gulf waters. Otherwise, what's on shore is pretty much light stuff. Not much in the way of any kind of thunderstorm activity. And all of this kind of in the process of winding down. So as we head into the mid-morning hours, I think we'll be looking at a mix of sun and clouds out there. Now, we have a little extra cloud cover around in the forecast today because of action back to the west. That's a frontal boundary which could eventually bring us severe weather. We'll be watching that, but that's not today. Today, we'll look for temperatures held down a little bit by the cloud cover, and we'll look for a chance of rainfall, mostly in inland areas later in the day, and kind of a humid, muggy afternoon. We'll talk all about that and that chance of severe weather coming up in a few.
Thank you, John. It's a big day in traffic. I'll tell you why in a second here. But first off, State Road 70 is looking busy already in the westbound lanes toward 301. But as we're about to hear, the big story is at University Parkway. Here's a quick shot of what we're seeing, at least on the maps, I mean to say. Here's a shot of the maps. If we'll go farther south, we'll see. Thank you very much. Let's see. University at Lakewood Ranch right now, there's no delays whatsoever. Otherwise, a little slowdown on Fruitville and South County, no problems at 5:02 on your Monday morning.
Topping our news this morning, drivers traveling on University Parkway near the interstate can expect to see some changes, but also a smoother commute this morning.
The long-awaited diverging diamond is now open. Our Erica Jackson joins us live from that spot. And Erica, how's it going out there so far this morning?
Good morning, Ray and Jacqueline. So far, it's running pretty smooth. And as you just mentioned, this area, University Parkway and I-75, not too much traffic. But I'm going to point you over to the exit for drivers that are traveling southbound and that are getting off onto University Parkway heading westbound. When I got off that exit this morning, I did notice there were no cars going through, but I was stuck at that light for about 3 minutes. It was a red light and it's a no turn on red. So it does, just keep in mind that is going to add a little bit of time to your commute, even if it isn't busy on this Monday morning. And as for the interchange project, it's the largest in the United States. It will have 6 eastbound and 6 westbound lanes total. But everyone's question, how do I get through this thing? It's a lot easier than it looks. Drivers on University Parkway heading east will temporarily shift north. So go on the left side of the road, go underneath the interstate and shift back. And drivers heading westbound will do the opposite by shifting south, go underneath the interstate and then shift back. A piece of advice from the Florida Department of Transportation is just to simply keep your eyes on the road.
As long as everybody's paying attention to the signage, the striping, follows the speeds, 35 miles an hour through the DDI, just like it is through the construction zone. Don't be distracted, put the phone down, don't play with the radio, just kind of pay attention to what you're doing, stay in your lane. If you know you want to get on the interstate, just stay to the far left.
And right now, the speed limit is 35 miles per hour during construction, and it will remain at 35 miles per hour through the interchange even after construction is complete. And coming up at 5:30, we'll find out how this project is expected to be safer for drivers. Jacqueline, Ray, back to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Erica. After a week of trial and more than 13 hours of jury deliberation, there's a verdict in the triple murder case against Andres Avalos. Avalos was found guilty on 2 counts of first-degree murder for shooting his neighbor Denise Potter and Pastor Trip Battle. Also 1 count of second degree in the brutal murder of his wife Amber. Defense attorneys tried to prove that he was suffering from delusional disorder when he committed those murders in 2014, but the jury ruled against that insanity defense. And now Avalos is facing the death penalty. The next phase of the trial to determine a sentencing begins in just a few hours.
Well, it was the greatest show on earth, but now it is over. The Ringling Brothers Circus had their final show last night on Long Island.
As ABC 7's Adam Cellini tells us, those who dedicated their lives to the show watch and react right here on the Suncoast. Take a look.
Over 1,000 miles from Uniondale, New York, in a Sarasota club founded and run by the people who helped build Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus, Jackie LeClaire watches something he never imagined could happen in his lifetime: the show's final performance.
It's very difficult. I try not to think about it. I hope I don't cry tonight.
Show Folks of Sarasota is a club dedicated to the long, rich history between Sarasota and the circus. LeClaire himself was raised by Ringling Brothers, with 2 performer parents and a career as a clown that began in 1944.
It's like I guess having an old girlfriend or anybody that's close in your life, and to lose them.
Chairman and CEO of Feld Entertainment.
The crowd letting out a few groans as Feld Entertainment CEO Kenneth Feld appeared for a prologue for the show. Feld has blamed the decision to end the circus on declining ticket sales and pressure from animal rights groups.
It's unfortunate, business-wise, they didn't have a choice, but it is very unfortunate for 1,000 people that work with the circus. They're obviously looking for jobs.
But where one door closes, another opens, like at Sailor Circus, where local teens continue to perform dazzling and daring acts passed down from Ringling alum like Dolly Jacobs and Pedro Reyes.
You say Ringling, you say Sarasota. You say Sarasota, you say Ringling, you say circus. So there's no chance of the legacy of circus ever fading in Sarasota.
And that's been the message since that shocking announcement in January, that as long as the stories and skills are passed down, the show will always go on.
The mark of the circus will always be on Sarasota, and I hope that the legacy continues for people to enjoy.
Adam Cellini, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
As that performance ended, ringmaster Jonathan Lee Iverson spoke to the cheering crowd. He signed off by saying, quote, "Keep the circus alive inside you."
A local sheriff's deputy battling cancer was the guest of honor on Sunday. Evie's Tavern on Bee Ridge held a fundraiser for Kevin Blakely. He's challenged right now by stage 4 lung cancer. We spoke with his wife and daughter at the fundraiser.
This is a tribute to how many lives he's touched along the way, and he needs help now, and this is just huge for us. It's very uplifting, and I think it's going to keep us strong for a long time.
Evie's also had a fundraiser last week for the Sarasota Police Foundation. Speaking of police, happening today, 10,000 agencies nationwide will begin a crackdown today called Click It or Ticket on seatbelt use. The campaign begins at 4 o'clock this afternoon nationwide. The crackdown is organized by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
An update now on the Raintree wildfire in Northport that first broke out a week ago. The Florida Forest Service says that fire is now 95% contained. Crews from Florida and South Carolina continue the cleanup process and keeping the fire from spreading any further. That fire burned through 3,500 acres of land. Happening this morning, a ribbon cutting and new details for the first major redevelopment project in Bradenton. Parkwood Professional Center business owners and Manatee County will give details on the recent improvement to the business park. That office park complex will accommodate offices for doctors, accountants, attorneys, and other professional firms. That public event is today at Parkwood Professional Center starting at 10 a.m.
Well, not a great question, but could you protect yourself from a violent crime? It's more than just locking your doors or installing a home security system. Later today at 5, our Jess Dowdrick will share some basic self-defense techniques to protect yourself. Kempo karate master Derek Clark designs these moves so that anyone at any age or ability can do them, and Jess will show you 3 key moves that you could do at home.
Needs it at every stage of life. You never know. It could be that one time that you walk into your car, someone comes up behind you, and then you wish you took self-defense.
Tune in tonight at 5 for our special report. And we had some fun on Friday. We had some of the kids in from the Gulf Gate Elementary School. They blitzed our newsroom, and then they went out and harassed John Scalzi. But we've got some great pictures we're about to show you of their little field trip that came our way on Friday of the kids who were so happy to be here. And there they are. Those 2 big kids in the back look like us, though.
I know. We kind of pop out there.
Yeah, a little bit. We're on step ladders, no, not really. And then they went inside to the studio and had a good time with John Scalzi, cheering them on. No tomatoes, that was the rule. All tomatoes were taken away at the door, and they had a lovely time seeing our hero John Scalzi at the weather wall.
Great, smart kids.
Yeah.
They're, I guess they do their own television shows there. So,
wow.
Yeah, so they have their own little news program and, you know, bring the news of the day to the rest of the population of the school. So the good stuff.
Yeah, I was asking some of them what they do. Some of them are camera operators. Other of them kind of go out and report. So it was pretty cool. And then they all wanted us to sign their shirts, too. That was pretty sweet.
That's right. It's nice. It was nice. We have some kind of active weather coming up this week, so it's going to be an exciting week, I think. We've been waiting for some good rainfall, some widespread heavy rainfall. We may get it later on this week. We'll talk about that in a minute.
How many of us can say we never missed a day of school? Coming up, one graduating senior shows it is possible.
And a little later in the hour, a roller coaster with 8 passengers stuck in the air for more than 3 hours. How firefighters stepped in to rescue them. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio charmed us all and crippled the competition. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small.
I mean, really moves me.
Wow.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by 1 on any or all numbers and still win.
Alfa Romeo got a lot right with the Giulia, but the handling alone is sufficient reason to get one. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Looking at an air temperature outside coming in at 73 degrees. Dew point is at 69. So we have a warm, humid flow riding on what will eventually be a southwest wind. Now southeast, but the southerly component helping to bring in that humidity. It's also helping to kind of push our showers a little bit further to the north. Upper level winds are out of the southwest or west. That's why we have the cloud cover around. That'll be with us throughout the remainder of the day today. Kind of holding down our daytime high temperatures just a little bit. 74 degrees, Wauchula 73, Arcadia 73, Myakka, Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch all at 73. 74 degrees in Northport and along the coastline we have 74s, 75s, pretty common. We have this onshore wind flow developing today that's going to pump the moisture in and bring us a fairly humid afternoon. We're watching two frontal boundaries. influencing our weather. This first one is located back to the west, really, and it's going to be a big deal for parts of Texas today and Louisiana Delta region, getting some heavy rainfall, potential for some strong, even severe weather for them today. Now, those big clouds that are being produced by this frontal boundary are subject to the upper level winds kind of pushing them across Gulf waters and into our neck of the woods. That's why we have the cloud cover around. Old frontal boundaries, old sea breeze fronts, what are left of them anyway, producing the rain showers that we're seeing this morning, and a general southeast wind kind of pushing those showers northward. We're in the process of watching those showers decay away. This front that's located back to the north stays there. It puts on the brakes and it just basically goes nowhere. So we have a mix of sun and clouds today, mostly fair weather clouds. But with that southwesterly wind flow, we'll see showers develop in the afternoon, but most of them will be in inland areas. So what do we wait for? We wait for that next front that's located back to the west. That one will move southward, kind of push and override this front that's stalled out, move into central Florida Wednesday, and perhaps bring us a bout of severe weather. We'll watch for that. So more clouds around today. Humid southwest wind flow continues, and we'll watch for those afternoon storms. Focus most of the showery activity into inland areas, less as they saw yesterday. But instead of the showers kind of moving back toward the coast, we'll have a different directional movement. And today the southwest wind will push our sea breeze toward the other coastline, and we'll get an opposite motion. You can see a few of the showers that are left over kind of lifting to the north now, decaying as they do so. We had more lightning strikes about the last hour than we're seeing today. That's a pretty good rainfall over the weekend, though. Rainfall totals were impressive at times. There's that cloud cover that I mentioned back to the west, kind of smearing across Gulf waters and over our area, bringing us a thin veil of clouds and kind of a mix of sun and clouds during the day. Now, here's the rainfall over the last 24 hours, and we have some impressive totals. We've had some 2-inch rainfalls in isolated pockets, but mostly half-an-inch rainfall or less. Now, over the weekend, we saw some very heavy rainfall. We've seen some rainfall that was in excess of about 3 inches around the Northport area. One viewer even reported over 4 inches of rain in his rain gauge. That's fantastic. That's the kind of rainfall we need. And in fact, it has influenced our drought indexes, which we'll show you in the next half hour. Our futurecast shows after the showers dissipate today, most of them occur in inland areas. And there's the next front that we will watch, located back to the west, producing that line of showers that approach us with possibly severe weather on Wednesday. Forecast calls for, good rain chances today, mostly inland along the coast, but Wednesday into Thursday, our rain chances really spike, and the front brings us some cooler weather as well. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Don. Taking a look at traffic this morning, looks like the biggest slowdowns really on 301 as you're heading north in Manatee County. Other than that, I-75 looking good and 41 looking good as you head into Sarasota. A little bit of congestion on 41. Fruitville, Bee Ridge, and Clark Road all looking clear. Just keeping a reminder out about that diverging diamond that has been open towards University Parkway and I-75, so that it is open this morning. In Venice towards South County, looking pretty clear on your Monday morning commute. You could call him the anti-Ferris Bueller.
Do you recall that movie?
I do. It was really? Pretty entertaining.
Yes, it was. A Wyoming high school graduate never missed a day of school since kindergarten. Oh my gosh. Philip Bonatti has the story.
Throughout the halls at Lander Valley High School, there's always one person you'll see. That's graduating senior Dakota Weiss, a drum major for the high school band, and someone who hasn't missed a day of school in 13 years.
It was one of those things I set my mind to when I was a little kid in kindergarten. Then when I finally did it, there was some rough patches, but when I did it, it was a great accomplishment.
Dakota's quest for the perfect record began at West Elementary, the school now known as Baldwin Creek Elementary, where he says his mom pushed him to go to school every day. Dakota took that as a challenge and is now the first student in Wyoming to achieve the feat.
Well, so I have like 2 older siblings, like I said, to look up to and everything. And my brother was always the athletic one and everything, so just having that, I can be like, I finally did something that no one else has, and then having that on my back, being like, hey, you guys, I did this.
And for Dakota, he wasn't just showing up to school every day, but also impressing his teachers along the way. No excuses of dog ate the homework. He's no Ferris Bueller.
Bueller?
especially to his former elementary school principal, Leslie Voxlin.
Dakota, he's a perfect example of a kid that I believe is going to be very successful, and he has started out his path being present every day here, and I guarantee you in college he will be as well.
After Dakota graduates on Sunday, he plans to attend Casper College to become, fittingly, an elementary school teacher. Clearly, he can't get enough school.
I was like that for a long time, but education's like the best route to go for me because I love, for one, being at school, and I want to help people, and that's like the best way to do it.
It speaks to his work ethic, an old school trait for a new school atmosphere.
I imagine along the way he must have been sort of sick and thought,
Yeah.
I don't want to break my record, so I'll still go to school rather.
Right, I know. Could you imagine? I mean, I know there's times you just feel crummy and you feel
Yes.
awful and you do not want to go, but props to him for sticking to it.
That's amazing, yeah.
Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, as the Billboard Music Awards take to the stage overnight, we'll tell you the most Googled moment of the entire show.
And next half hour, a big change this morning for local commuters on University Parkway. We will go live to the diverging diamond in 9 minutes.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who has taken Xarelto or Pradaxa. If you or a loved one took the blood thinner medication Xarelto or Pradaxa and was then hospitalized for internal bleeding, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to serious, even fatal internal bleeding. If you suffered a stroke, heart attack, or serious internal bleeding, or if a loved one died after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call us now. Our network of attorneys have years of experience fighting the big pharmaceutical companies and is ready to fight for you. Potential claims are being reviewed for users of Xarelto or Pradaxa who have suffered severe bleeding or hemorrhaging, stroke, or even death. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You won't pay a thing unless your case is settled. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone.
Please call 800-928-6604. That is 800-928-6604.
Drive into Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota and discover big savings during the Drive and Discover event. Come shop the Suncoast's largest selection of Ram trucks. Get maximum cargo space and more comfort with a new Ram Quad Cab for as low as $24,999. Or get more legroom and maximum comfort with a new Ram Crew Cab and save up to $10,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
How many more days of those menus? School is winding down soon, right?
I know.
A lot of graduations over the weekend, in fact.
Yes.
Welcome back, 524 right now.
Well, Facebook is now making it easier to order food from your favorite restaurant.
Here's this morning's Tech Bite reports.
In today's Tech Bites, yet another reason not to leave your house if you love Facebook.
Its order food function is up and running. Users will be able to have items delivered without even switching to another website or app.
A luxury car dealer in Singapore claims he has the world's largest vending machine.
The 15-story building has 60 slots which hold Bentleys, Ferraris, and Lamborghinis. You use an app to choose the car you want, and it brings it to you.
Not bad. And the Billboard Music Awards trended all night on social media, of course, and the most Googled moment was this performance by Cher.
The question, how old is Cher, also topped Google searches. For the record, she's 71, even though hard to believe.
Yeah, she just turned 71 over the weekend. She says the key is a 5-minute plank.
5 minutes.
I can't do 5 seconds of planking.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Like, really.
Tech Bites.
Brought to you by United Healthcare.
We're on to you, diabetes. Time's up insufficient prenatal care. And administrative paperwork, your days of drowning people are numbered. Same goes for you, budget overruns. And rising costs. Wipe that smile off your face. We're coming for you too. For those who won't rest until the world is healthier, neither will we. Optum, how well gets done.
When heartburn hits, fight back fast with new Tums Chewy Bites. Fast relief in every bite. Crunchy outside, chewy inside. New Tums Chewy Bites.
Hey, Scout, what's eating you?
Please take some mosquitoes. Got any ideas?
Not all products work the same. Iona gives me Canine Advantix 2. It kills all 3 through contact. No biting required.
So they don't have to bite?
That's right. No biting required. Canine Advantix 2. Wise choice.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday, and I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-962-4112. That's 1-800-962-4112. Call now, 1-800-962-4112.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill, I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Nobody beats Subaru in service, quality, vehicle quality, and overall quality. And ALG named Subaru the 2017 top brand for residual value. Now lease the most fuel-efficient vehicle in its class, a new Subaru Outback for just $229 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, President Trump is traveling from Saudi Arabia to Israel. He has just landed in Tel Aviv. But how is his timing to talk Mideast peace?
This as the commander-in-chief honors commercial sailors today, why he says the industry has helped the country export billions of dollars in goods.
And another deadly stabbing on a college campus. Stay right there. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, May the 22nd, a Monday. The streets look a little damp out there.
They certainly do, and I am sure we know why.
Yes, we'll talk to you-know-who in a moment about some rain on his radar. Good morning. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist John Scalzi. John, I saw a pretty good amount of rainfall over the weekend.
Yeah, we sure did, especially Saturday night. I know I was here at the station working and thought I would zip over here on my motorcycle and had to spend a long time waiting for those rains to end.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it was really coming down in buckets, I'll tell you what. And you know what? This morning we had some pretty heavy rain showers overnight. Could lead to some ponding on roadways. Just watch for that. The rain showers are winding down now, so it's not going to be an enduring long deal as we head into this drive time this morning. That's the good news. Later on today, during drive time home this evening, I think we'll see showers and thunderstorms building once again. That'll be mostly in inland areas, though. Along the coastline, I think the rain shower chances will probably end pretty early this afternoon, and then everything moves inland. A little bit of cloud cover across the region today, kind of holding temperatures down just a smidge. Now, here's the good news. With all that rainfall you were talking about, we are watching a response in our fire danger index. Pretty dramatic one, actually. In Sarasota today, the forecast fire danger index is low. Love to see that. In fact, most areas, it's gone from high or very high or even extreme down to the moderate, low, and at worst, high category. So we're glad to see that. And there's more rainfall on the way. We'll talk about that in a minute.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking the roads right now. Little slow down on 301 heading toward downtown Bradenton. Nothing else really to speak of right now in Manatee County. Checking Sarasota County, a little slow down on Bee Ridge heading westbound around Beneva. And South County map will show us not much, nothing, 532. However, our big story is a traffic note. This is the day that the new traffic pattern begins. It'll greet commuters on University Parkway at I-75.
That's right. And one of the big questions there is how exactly do you travel through this new diverging diamond pattern? Erica Jackson joins us live with a little bit of information on some tips to keep you safe. How's traffic doing out there, Erica?
Hey, good morning. Right now, I see a little bit more cars than I did when I was here at 5 o'clock. They're moving, not too much backup out here that I can see. There are a couple that are backed up when the lights are red, but that's normal for any intersection. But FDOT says for this intersection, the interchange, it specifically chose the diverging diamond design for this intersection because it's safe for drivers and for pedestrians and can manage heavy traffic. 22 states are either designing construction or already have a construction bill of a diverging diamond project. There's one in Sarasota, obviously right here, and this one's the first in Florida, but construction is underway for a similar project in Jacksonville, and FDOT is planning another for nearby in Tampa. This one's the largest in the nation here in Sarasota with 6 eastbound and westbound lanes, and FDOT says the interchange should accommodate the heavy traffic in this area.
We have 73,000 cars that come through this interchange every single day on University Parkway, 134,000 that are on the interstate. This will help eliminate those conflict points, increase the flow of traffic, and make for a safer experience for everyone.
Coming up at 6, we'll find out if this project can keep up with the Suncoast as it's expected to grow within the next 20 years. Ray, Jacqueline, back to you.
All right, thank you, Erica. I can stare at that aerial forever, but until you actually drive it, I don't understand. We're going to be going from one side of the road to the other and then back.
I know. I don't even know if I want to just avoid it altogether or find an alternate route, but I did have some people tweeting to me over the weekend saying, hashtag I survived the diverging diamond. Yeah. So maybe it'll be trending on Twitter.
It'll be old news by Wednesday, but for right now, people are a little nervous.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. All right, well, let's take a look at some of the top local stories we're following for you on the Suncoast this morning.
A jury will reconvene this morning in downtown Bradenton and decide between life or death for Andres Avalos. It took the jury 13 hours to reach a guilty verdict over the weekend in the triple murder trial involving his wife, her friend, and her pastor.
The Raintree wildfire in Northport that first broke out 1 week ago is now 95% contained. Crews from Florida and South Carolina continue that cleanup process. That fire burned through 3,500 acres of land.
And it's the end of an era. The final Ringling show happened last night in Long Island. The Manatee County-based owners, Feld Entertainment, said the circus has become a money loser for them. End of the day.
Topping our world news this half hour, this morning President Trump has arrived in Tel Aviv in Israel. It's the second stop in his 9-day trip overseas, his first international trip as commander-in-chief.
He touched down minutes ago. He lands in Israel after 2 days in Saudi Arabia. Elizabeth Herr has details.
President Trump's first foreign trip since taking office, forging ahead with a packed agenda in Israel. First, meeting with the Israeli president this morning, then visiting the Western Wall before ending the day with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Mr. President, we look forward to your visit. The citizens of Israel will receive you with open arms.
The warm welcome coming on the heels of a whirlwind weekend in Saudi Arabia for President Trump.
A better future is only possible if your nations drive out the terrorists and drive out the extremists.
Wrapping up his 2-day visit there with a speech that included a message of unity and a challenge for the Muslim nations to take the lead in the fight against terrorism.
Drive them out of your communities. Drive them out of your holy land. And drive them out of this earth.
But his message as president, notably missing a key phrase he deemed crucial as a candidate during his campaign.
Radical Islamic terrorism.
President Trump also never once mentioned human rights in his speech, which, according to aides, were addressed behind the scenes. But publicly, his message was clear.
We are not here to lecture. We are not here to tell other people how to live.
And today we learned the direct flight from Saudi Arabia to Israel marks the first by a U.S. president because the two nations do not have diplomatic relations. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, Washington.
Happening today, the U.S. is honoring its commercial sailors. May 22nd has become National Maritime Day since 1933. May 22nd was the date of the first transatlantic crossing by a steamship, the SS Savannah, back in 1819. In his proclamation released on Sunday, President Trump honored the merchant marines and pointed out the maritime industry helped export nearly $500 billion worth of goods last year alone.
A student is behind bars this morning as police try to determine if the suspect committed a hate crime. 22-year-old Sean Urbanski was identified as the suspect in a deadly stabbing at the University of Maryland, and now investigators say he was a member of an extremist group on Facebook. Police saying that he joined the alt-right group. Police Chief David Mitchell describes the details of that group.
It shows extreme bias against women, Latinos, members of the Jewish faith, and especially African Americans.
University police say they found the victim, Richard Collins III, on a sidewalk suffering from serious stabbing injuries. Collins later died at the hospital. Urbanski is now facing murder charges, and the Washington Post says the victim was black and Urbanski is white. Collins was a newly commissioned U.S. Army lieutenant who was just 3 days away from his graduation. An investigation is underway to determine if that stabbing was a hate crime.
Tense moments here. A plane landed at LAX and hit a utility truck on the runway. The impact injured all 8 people in the truck, none life-threatening. No one on the Aeromexico flight was injured. The collision left the truck overturned.
In Texas, a scary moment for all those who were on this ride on Saturday. The coaster at Six Flags in Arlington, Texas, stopped in the middle of the ride on Saturday. 8 passengers were stranded for more than 3 hours before firefighters were able to rescue them. The roller coaster, dubbed the Joker, was scheduled to open to the general public that day. Six Flags says it'll reopen the roller coaster after a thorough safety inspection. That mishap is being blamed on severe headwinds.
Wow. A 95-year-old mother from Cleveland had a Mother's Day that she would just as soon never think about again.
Melissa Reed caught up with her to talk about a violent incident she was involved in.
My birthday will be May 23rd, this Tuesday, and I will be 96 years old.
Evelyn Davis of Cleveland may be little, but she is fierce.
My children call me Superwoman.
Why?
I was trying to push that car back, right?
Davis was on her way to church Sunday morning on Mother's Day when she stopped to pick up a friend on Hathaway Avenue. That's when a man jumped into her car.
He got to the driver's side, about the same time I got to the hood of the car. And I'm standing there saying, I know you're not getting ready to steal my car.
Davis says she then jumped in front of her car to block him.
He's still fumbling to turn the key on, and I'm standing there talking to him. And instead of him driving forward, because I would have been out of the car, he veered across the other way.
She was knocked over, dragged a bit.
See there, it's tender. Look, that's the only thing.
And later taken to the hospital to get checked out.
I wasn't afraid. I was not afraid.
Police found Davis's car just a couple blocks away later the same day.
I'm thinking somewhere along the way his conscience must have kicked in. And he said, that was an old grandma. Oh, that's what I'm thinking.
Meantime, they've issued an arrest warrant for 59-year-old David Dawson of Cleveland on aggravated robbery charges.
That was 8:30 in the morning. Evidently, he must have needed money for breakfast.
Miss Davis says that she forgives the man who made her go through that unfortunate situation. She will once again be turning 96 years old tomorrow.
Well, the calendar says spring, Florida heat says summer, and in Colorado, feels like winter. This was the scene last week in Padre Canyon. Look at that vehicle with a raft on it. Turns out, snow or not, that raft was going to be used by rafting guides working for a company there.
A lot of these guys with training don't have as much river experience, so this will probably be their first time rafting in this kind of weather. We see weather changes in Colorado. We often do trips where it might be raining, might be hailing, and so, you know, a little snow doesn't scare us.
6 inches on May 18th.
Yep, we need the water.
Other parts of Colorado only saw ½ an inch. As for other parts of Colorado, Denver only saw ½ an inch. And this morning, Montgomery has the record-breaking rainfall for May 20th. Over 8 inches fell on Saturday. The last record was set in 1980 at 2 inches. The Montgomery County Emergency Management Agency spent Sunday morning assessing property around the area. Although there were no injuries or road closures, there were a number of people dealing with flooded yards, homes, and cars. Unfortunately, for many property owners dealing with damage caused by flooding, they'll have to rely on insurance to cover the cost. Wow, record-breaking rain in Alabama.
Yeah, not just Alabama. We've got in the deep south 7 states that are under a flood warning of some sort, flood watch, urban flood advisories, something.
Yeah, and you got your maps looking busy today again.
Not too bad. We have some showers during the overnight that have kind of decreased in intensity. What we're watching though is Wednesday. That could be a big weather day here on the Suncoast. We'll talk about that.
Okay. Well, still ahead, did you know people suffering from dementia can still have a good quality of life?
We'll tell you how you can help a loved one with dementia next after weather in Health Smart.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received J.D. Power Awards for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
What Florida city is best known for spaceflight?
Cape Carnival.
Cape Carnival? Close enough. What condiment includes vinegar, molasses, and anchovies?
Westchester sauce?
Close enough. And now, a word from our sponsors.
One-off from the Florida Lottery. Now available for pick 2, 3, 4, and 5 games. Miss by one on any or all numbers and still win.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean, really moves me.
wonder.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder. High performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
We're looking at temperatures that are already starting off a little bit mild, a little bit warm. Thank you to a southerly component to our wind, southeasterly now at about 3. It's pumping up the humidity, bringing us a dew point of 69 degrees. And we have some cloud cover out there. We've had some showers during the overnight, though most of that showery activity is now lifting northward and in the process of dissipating away. 73 degrees our current air temperature across the region. That's pretty common temperature or thereabouts, 73, 74, 75. Temperature in Wauchula 74, Mayaca 74, Parrish 75, Bradenton and Lakewood Ranch the same, 75 in Venice, 76 Longboat Key, and 75 degrees in Inglewood. 2 areas of low pressure and frontal boundaries are being watched today. The first one is going to pull up stationary, and that's really not going to influence us all that much other than to nudge our high pressure ridge that we have been seeing influence our weather all last week and through the weekend, bringing us sunny skies and very warm temperatures, pushed a little bit further to the south. Because of that, our winds will be more southwesterly today, which will moderate our temperature. Plus, that frontal boundary stalled out will bring cloud cover across Gulf waters into our area and bring us kind of a mix of sun and clouds. We'll have plenty of sunshine, but there'll also be some cloud cover around as well. The next one, a frontal boundary located back to the north, that one may bring us a bout of possibly severe weather Wednesday into Thursday, and certainly the potential anyway for some very heavy rainfall across Central Florida. And by heavy rainfall, I mean widespread areas of 2-inch plus rains. So more clouds around today, humid southwest wind, and we'll watch for those afternoon storms to focus mainly in inland areas. Now, we had some showers overnight that kind of drifted back to the coast as our winds shift to the southeast. They're lifting northward and kind of falling apart. As we head into the afternoon, I think we'll see that sea breeze push the southwest wind push our sea breeze well inland, and that'll be a focal point for showers. Most of what we see right now is pretty light stuff in the process of falling apart. Don't think we'll see a whole lot around. You may see a sprinkle or two till about 8, 9 o'clock, and then all that's gone. Mix of sun and clouds streaming across Gulf waters, and the rainfall totals during the overnight impressive in places. Some areas like Lakewood Ranch in places, pockets saw 2-inch rainfalls according to radar estimates, 1/2 inch, 1/10 of an inch. Very widespread in these areas indicated here by the blue. Some places saw no rainfall at all, but there could be some pockets of rains on roadways still, so watch for that slippery surface during these morning hours. As far as our forecast today goes, not too bad, but we will be watching that frontal boundary approach us on Wednesday into Thursday, and that one located on this Wednesday map in the Panhandle could bring us some severe weather. It'll certainly spike our rainfall chances to 70%, but it'll also bring down some cooler, less humid weather for several days, which will be kind of nice and refreshing. Back to you.
All right, thank you, John. Let's take a look at the roadways this morning across the Suncoast and Manatee County. Looks like State Road 70 seeing some congestion in both the east and westbound lanes. I-75 looking clear as you head into Sarasota County. Some congestion on Bee Ridge Road. Also, we're going to take a live look at that diverging diamond at the intersection of I-75 and University Parkway. That is the first diverging diamond here in the state of Florida. It is open this morning. Remember to go about 35 miles an hour through that area. That is the speed limit, but keep an eye out for the cars in front of you. Lots of people still getting used to that diverging diamond interchange, so make sure to remain vigilant as you're driving through that area. As we head into South County, looks like congestion not really a problem throughout that area, so your morning commute should be pretty easy across the Suncoast.
All right, 5:51 right now. Dementia can range from forgetfulness to a memory loss that interferes with daily functioning.
But people suffering from dementia can still have a good quality of life with a little help. We have more details in today's Health Minute.
Research shows that people with dementia can retain a greater sense of self than previously realized. Here are a few simple things you can do to help a loved one suffering from dementia maintain a high quality of life. First, focus on health. Make sure your loved one is free from pain, well-fed, physically active, and well-groomed. Simple things like making sure they have glasses and hearing aids can go a long way. You can also help them learn practical techniques for maintaining memory or compensating for memory loss. Social interactions are another high priority for people with dementia. Unfortunately, lack of understanding about the condition is a common barrier to communication. It's important to understand that people with dementia perceive things differently. Speak slowly, simply, and calmly. Make sure there are no other noises or distractions. Try not to argue and avoid the use of negative words. You can also express affection non-verbally by smiling, holding hands, or giving a hug. Lastly, make sure you're respecting your loved one's autonomy. Listen to them, allow them to make their own choices on certain things, and most importantly, don't define them by their disease. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Using marshmallows, crackers, and chocolate to try to break a world record.
We'll tell you when we come back. Stay with us.
Fresh out of the box, the Alfa Romeo won us over. We went in skeptical and left in awe of this gorgeous machine. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need, because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is rated the safest and most dependable automotive brand, and all Subaru models with eyesight are a 2017 IIHS Top Safety Pick. Right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $209 a month, or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
What
what to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
It does things that seem impossible. Feeling like it could change direction while airborne. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
The sweet, sweet taste of victory has a whole new meaning for some students in Pennsylvania. On Friday, these students tried to break a Guinness World Record for making the most s'mores at the same time. The current record of 423 s'mores was set in California, but more than 700 students came out to try and beat that. It'll be a while before the students hear back from Guinness if they broke the record or not, but I hope that they ate all those s'mores afterwards.
Yeah, what a random way to find yourself in the Guinness Book of World Records.
I know.
My kind of class project.
Right? That sounds delicious.
You a big s'mores fan?
Sure. Who isn't?
Yeah.
My goodness. It's a way to be.
Sounds delicious.
Yep.
We'll update local news. Also check back on the new Diverging Diamond. Opened this morning with a live report and also John's forecast after this.